thanks for tuning in. I'm Bill from Fleetwood Digital. Today we're going to do an unboxing, show you a quick little demo of a product, and go over some features. So sit back and enjoy. So in this video we're going to unbox and demonstrate a Baofeng UV-5R. The Baofeng UV-5R is a dual band VHF UHF amateur ham radio. It transmits within the amateur bands. It's compatible with all amateur repeaters, repeater offsets, repeater tones. It makes a very good entry-level radio. It's one of the best-selling radios of the moment, due in part to its price. It's normally $70 Canadian, which translates into about $50 American. So let's take a look inside the box and see what we have. So inside the box you get marketing material, you get a user's manual. Now this user's manual basically tells you what the feature is. Doesn't really tell you what the feature does. So unless you've taken an amateur radio course, or you have a solid understanding in radio terminology, this manual is going to be useless to you. Here's the actual radio body. Now the radio is 5 watts maximum power. Realistically this particular model is 4 watts. It'll do 5 watts in a pinch, but let's face it, it is 4 watts. And there's the keypad, the display. Battery wise, Baofeng is pretty generous on the battery. And you get 800 milliamp battery. That should be enough for almost all day use in a public service event. And what else do we have here? You get a push to talk earbud microphone, nothing fancy. You may want to upgrade this if you're going to do any kind of public service events or you're going to use the radio lots. A desktop style charger with a DC input on the back. A wrist strap, nothing fancy. Here we have a wall wart standard US plug with a 12 volt receptacle on the back. It's actually a 10 volt DC, but 12 volts will do just fine. Belt clip. You get your standard garden variety screw on the back belt clip. Again, it's a Baofeng, so nothing fancy, nothing special, nothing high quality. It is Baofeng after all. And last but not least, there is an antenna. Now the antenna, well, it's an antenna. It is nothing fancy. Some people refer to it as a dummy load. It's not the greatest antenna, but it is enough to get you going. Antenna is SMA female, which mates to SMA male on the radio. So let's put it together. We'll screw the antenna onto the body of the radio. The battery, fairly standard. Battery just goes on the back and then clicks into place. You may not hear a click, that's just a trait of the Baofeng. Remember, it's not the greatest quality of radio, but it's an inexpensive radio. So let's turn it on and see what we get.
Frequency mode.
You'll notice it says ham version when we turn on the Fleetwood model. I'll do it for you again. We'll move a bit closer to the camera here.
Frequency mode.
So the ham version indicates that it is amateur compliant, which means that it will only transmit within the amateur bands. And with the trait of the Baofeng, you can't separate the receive and transmit. So the radio out of the box is 144, 148, and 420 to 450. Nothing more, nothing less. So let's program in a repeater. Programming in repeaters is quite simple. Put in your repeater receive frequency. In this case, we're going to punch in
1, 4, 6, 9, 4, 0.
And it looks like we got a bit of activity on the repeater, so we'll just turn the volume down. And from there you need to set your repeater offset, your repeater direction, your repeater tone if applicable, and just ensure that the repeater step is in place. So pressing the menu button takes us into the menu. Using the up-down arrows here, we can cycle through the various menu prompts. So there's the repeater step. We're already at 5K, which is fine. We'll keep scrolling through. This is the wide and narrow feature. Fleetwood Digital ships this wide format standard, which is for amateur use. So we come across menu T-CTCS. This is if we're going to set a repeater tone. Pressing menu puts you into this particular option. Using the buttons on the bottom here, we can cycle through the various repeater tones. When you find the tone that's applicable, hit menu, it'll save it, and press exit to back out. Pressing menu again, we can continue on. We do need to set the repeater shift right here, shift direction. Pressing menu allows us to do either off for simplex, a plus or minus. In this case we need a minus, so we'll hit menu to save that feature. The repeater offset. Fleetwood Digital ships the radio amateur compliant, so your VHF is preset to 600 kilohertz, UHF is preset to 5 kilohertz. Actually that's 600 hertz, not 600 kilohertz. But anyway, you get the idea of what we're talking about here. We'll go back in, so we're already at 600 hertz for VHF. We'll hit menu. We'll hit escape. So at this point we're all ready to go. The repeater is programmed in. And from here we just need to key up and have the QSO. So I hope this demonstration of the UV-5R hopes to make your buying decision easier, or helps you get the most out of your existing radio. So thank you for watching, and 73s.